What's going on, fam? I am sliding in here today to do a little bonus episode, share a little something while we continue to work on season 4. I was recently invited to give a talk at a UNIDOS conference, the largest civil rights advocacy organization for Latinos. It was an honor. It was in DC. Dialogue about where we are in our current times and why I think brown people are so beautiful, all of you are so beautiful, and why I'm so grateful every time you listen. Enjoy.
Everyone give a big round of applause. Bienvenidos, Christopher Rivas.
I had just won this big award for my art. I'm at this donor lunch and I'm feeling great. I'm living my dream. I'm making and moving people with my art. Life is good. Now, if you do not know, awards for artists generally come with the requirements that you spend time with the people who paid for the art. In rooms kind of like this. And so I'm doing my job. I'm smiling, I'm nodding, I'm shaking hands, I'm saying thank you. And this older white woman in a sea of older white women comes up to me, glowing, electric, excited. She grabs my arm and says with absolute conviction, "I love Big Bunny." I blink, wondering if she has a pet rabbit or something. She says it again. I just love Big Bunny. That Super Bowl, I couldn't get enough. My nephew even makes Big Bunny merchandise. I say nothing. I'm hoping her nephew makes Bad Bunny merchandise and not Big Bunny merchandise, but do you? She says it again. Big Bunny is just so fun. I still say nothing. I nod and I just start to count. She says Big Bunny 9 times. 9. When you misname someone, you do not just get their name wrong. You get the story wrong. You get the history wrong. You get the value wrong. And this has been the Latino experience in America for a very long time. What is our value? For starters, you cannot tell the American stories without us. Latinos have been part of the U.S. economy since before the U.S. even existed. Remember, we didn't cross the border crossed us. Throughout the 20th century, our labor powered agriculture, construction, manufacturing. Our resilience turned us into an economic powerhouse. We contribute $4.1 trillion to the U.S. economy. Latino prosperity is the cornerstone of this country because we not only made America, we are America. I'm the son of a Dominican father and Colombian mother. Shout out. I'm the son of an immigrant. I am the product of hope. When I was a teenager, they each worked 2 jobs, a 9 to 5 followed by a 7 to 3 a.m. I didn't see them for almost a year. On weekends, they would remind me all the time that it was for something. And then one day, they called my sister and me into the living room and they said, "We bought a house. We're going to Six Flags." Let's go back even further. It's 1984, 3 a.m. on a subway platform in New York City. My mom is pregnant and my pop says, "What do you want, Nena?" I want my children to never have to worry about where their next meal comes from. Something more than spaghetti and hot dogs for dinner and the single mattress that we have on the floor of our studio apartment. My pop says, "Okay, let's do it." And they did that. I watched my parents take chaos and exclusion and make beauty. For my parents, who both grew up in poverty, owning something in America wasn't just a purchase, it was a declaration. Proof that they belonged, proof that someone would say their name correctly, Rivas. I worshipped this story, y'all. I thought my parents were superheroes of hustle, champions of fake it till you make it. Now I question the hustle. Because I am a part of the generation that followed the American dream and woke up with 6 figures of student debt. Which, by the way, Obama didn't finish paying his loans off until his second presidency. You shouldn't need to be president twice to pay off your student loans. I question who it's all for if I, Big Bunny, play the Super Bowl halftime show and you still do not know my name. The problem isn't that just someone calls you the wrong name. It's that the water we're all swimming in teaches them they don't have to learn it. We live in this world where bodies of culture are expected to entertain, produce, perform, generate billions for an economy that still misnames us. Where stereotypes get passed off as compliments, where people say things that hurt and they can call it small talk. where we are asked to smile while being reduced to something that can be consumed and sold. And this is exactly why I use the term bodies of culture, not bodies of color. Because whiteness doesn't necessarily want our color, but it absolutely wants our culture. The music, the food, the slang, the style, the rhythm, our hips, they will in the same sentence debate whether we belong here and then ask if we want to grab ramen or a burrito later. They want to profit from our culture, just not share the power with the people who created it. Money off of us. It's money off of us and not with us. And that is the American dream. And here's the thing about this dream. We built it. We repaired it. Our bodies paved the roads. We sold the snacks at the gas station, and yet somehow we're still treated like passengers who should be lucky enough to even get a ride. Not today, not anymore. Today we are market makers shaping America's economic future. And that is exactly what today is about, no longer being passengers. Latinos are projected to make up to 78% of new workers, running businesses that employ 3.5 million people and generate $653 billion in revenue. Yes, the present is uncertain. Policies are shifting, rights are being threatened, labor exploited, narratives twisted into stories about us that we did not write. And yet, I would like you to take a second to look around this room. Really, look at us. Look at you. Every single one of you is evidence of something miraculous. We come from people who were told no and answered watch. We come from OGs, original geniuses, ancestors who took chaos and exclusion and made community and beauty. This is our genius. I am astonished by this room. I believe in this room. I believe in us. For generations, this country has benefited from Latino belief. Belief in possibility, belief in work, belief in tomorrow. But here's the question. Have we believed in ourselves? Because our value will never be defined by someone else's recognition of it. We are not emerging contributors. We are foundational contributors. We are not a rising market. We are the market. And so I'm back at this donor lunch, and I'm still feeling great. And she says it again. I just love Big Bunny. And this time I do not nod, because I realized something in that moment. Silence is exactly how the water stays poisoned. Silence is how we learn to accept what drowns us. I smile and I say, oh, you mean Bad Bunny? Oh, yeah, Bad Bunny, I'm sorry. And just like that, the donors don't faint. The art doesn't disappear. The world doesn't end. Now, what happens next? What happens next matters. Because history is not something that already happened. History is something that we are deciding right here, right now, with our attention, our investments, our votes, our stories, our solidarity, with our breath, in the only moment where breath exists now. Will you take a breath with me? You can do better than that. Will you take a breath with me? The question is not whether Latinos will shape America's future. We will. The question is, who will get credit for building it? And that answer depends on whether we keep accepting being called Big Bunny or whether we start correcting the name. If they will not say our names correctly, then we have to. Because once you name something correctly, you can finally see it clearly. And when you see clearly, we can build intentionally. And when you build intentionally, you do not just survive history, you write it. I want to thank you for all that you are. Thank you.
That's our bonus episode. Quick, short, and sweet. I appreciate you. Let me know what you think. Send us an email at brownenoughproductions@gmail.com. I will talk to you soon. Peace.